baby, I'd have plenty. And I've been screwing up 'cause my head's heavy. But who's to say I should be ready? 'Cause I can be emotional, honey, but I let it go sometimes. Oh baby, how it takes me low when I get caught up in my mind. And I don't say sorry 'cause we're all just human and the world keeps going, yeah, we all keep moving. All your flaws won't ever be proven, baby, we're all just a little bit human. I'm proud to know I've tried. I'm proud to know that I'm just a little bit human. They say it takes time being slow and steady, chasing fame till it rains confetti. No pain, no gain, all the growth and shedding. At least to me from start to ending. 'Cause I can be emotional, honey, but I let it go sometimes. Oh baby, how it takes me low.
So yesterday I was scrolling through Instagram minding my own business when I saw that the bookstore was having a buy one, get one 50% off sale. Of course that meant I went to the bookstore. I took you along with me. You would have just seen the B-roll footage of that. And I bought more books than I meant to buy. I did. I have quite the bag here of books that I purchased. So we're going to dive into that, see what I bought while I was at the bookstore and while you saw me buying books. I got a bag. So the first book that I bought, by the time you're seeing this video, this may already be out. But when I went to the bookstore, this was not supposed to be out yet. This comes out on July 16th. Today is like July 11th. So I definitely got this early. When I saw it on the shelves, I knew it had to come home. It's the last book in the series, and I am caught up on this series. This is the book I actually need to read. This is the fourth and final book in the Love Light Farm series. I have really enjoyed this series overall. I gave the first book 5 stars, the second book 3 stars. There was a lot of miscommunication in that one. The third book, 5 stars. So overall, this series has really worked for me, and this one follows our main character from the first book's brother, Charlie. We do see Charlie a bit over the course of the first 3 books, so I do know who Charlie is, and it follows Charlie and Nova. Nova, I feel like we also meet Nova occasionally, but not very much. So I don't really know Nova that well, but I will get to know both of them much better in Business Casual, and I definitely will be picking this up sooner rather than later in completing this series. I also grabbed The Catch by Amy Leah. I had never heard of this book, but I have heard of this author. And the vibes of this book really reminded me of It Happened One Summer, and I really liked It Happened One Summer, so I think I'm really gonna like this. Plus, this is set in Nova Scotia, which is where I live, so it had to come home with me. So in this book, we follow a fashion influencer, Melanie. Melanie's brand is starting to become irrelevant, and she needs to fix that. So she goes to a small fishing village in Canada, in Nova Scotia. There, she meets a grumpy lobster fisherman. We love a grumpy sunshine. We are here for it. Named Evan. Evan somehow has a boating accident, and for some reason, Melanie goes to the hospital because of that. I don't know how those two things happen, but they do. And at the hospital, Melanie is confused as his fiance. So I think there's a little bit of fake dating situation happening at the hospital and maybe subsequently. Again, I hadn't heard of this book until I saw it at the bookstore, but it really reminded me of a past book that I've enjoyed, so in the cart it went. This next book, I was not sure if I really needed it, but everyone is talking about it, and I want to give it a try. I know it leans into romantasy. I know this, but I'm going to keep trying romantasy, and I'm going to keep trying to find what I love in that subgenre of fantasy. I'm just going to keep going. So I have picked up When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. So many of my friends here on BookTube have read this book and loved this book, and I feel like I'm missing out. So getting it on sale was a great reason to pick it up and add it to my very long TBR. She is chunky though, but also it's floppy. So I mean, if you're gonna give me a chunky book, at least make it floppy. This is another book I had not heard of until I saw it at the bookstore, but the cover immediately drew me in, and the more I read about it, the more I wanted to add it to my TBR. And that was Whiskey Business by Elliot Fletcher. This cover, top tier. This was definitely a cover buy, and then the synopsis like cinched my decision. So it says, opposites attract when a fish out of water actress and a grumpy Scottish whiskey distiller are forced to work together to save the business they both love. Grumpy Sunshine. Are we not noticing a trend here in the books that I picked up? So in this book, we follow April and Mal. April wanted to become an actress and has done so, but is now coming back home to save her family's distillery business. Mal is a distillery person, a distiller, distiller, that's what it's called. He does the distilling. And he works, obviously, for the family somehow. And it says on the back that he has 3 loves in his life: whiskey, his dog, and silence. I can kind of relate to that. But I think together they work to save the business and also kind of have a romance that probably happens over time. There were a couple of books that I really needed to pick up while I was at the bookstore, so they also got added to the cart. So these last 2 books were books that I went in knowing I was going to come out with. The Midnight Feet by Lucy Foley is going to be a B&K Book Club book, I believe, for September, so I needed to own this so that I could read it. Lucy Foley is an author that I have loved in the past with The Guest List. 5 stars, love The Guest List. And The Paris Apartment, which was the most recent release, was kind of a letdown for me. I really hope in this book Lucy Foley has come back to the murder mystery vibes that were in her first 2 books. I think that's what really makes Lucy Foley stand out, and I hope we have returned to that in this book. It sounds like it from the back because it does list kind of a set of a few guests, a few characters that we will kind of find out the whodunit as we go through the book. And it says, welcome to the opening weekend of The Manor, a luxury resort built on top of old secrets in an ancient forest. The founder, the husband, the mystery guest, and the kitchen help. Everyone has an agenda, everyone has a past, but not everyone will survive the midnight feast. It definitely sounds like The Guest List, and I'm glad that we've returned to that, and I hope that we have. If you've been watching my vlogs recently, you will know that I am really trying to finish all of Ali Hazelwood's backlist, and I have one more book to do, the newest release, and that is Not in Love. This book I need to finish so that I can finish all of Ali Hazelwood's books for an upcoming video. I know this is a STEM romance. I know it's an Ali Hazelwood romance, so I know pretty much what I'm getting into, but I don't want to read the back of the book. I kind of just want to go into it blind, knowing what it is, but not really knowing who the characters are and the exact premise. I kind of just want to go along for the ride for this last one. So that's right, 6 new books added to the TBR from my little shop with me. Thanks for coming to the bookstore with me and also sitting here and seeing my haul. Have you read any of these books? Were any of them winners for you? Please let me know down in the comments down below. I think this one will probably end up down there a couple of times because I've heard a lot about it. But if you've read some of the others, especially some of the ones that I didn't know of going into the bookstore, let me know. I'd like to know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.